First of all, thank you for being here in my YouTube channel. Today we're going to see a revision on subject of the formula. Now let's move on to the first question. Okay, the first question says, make you the subject of the formula in E is equals to m divided by 2g, open bracket, v squared minus u squared, close bracket. Now to solve this question, we're going to open this bracket or create this bracket using the nearest letter. And the nearest letter to this bracket is letter M. So let's create the bracket. E is equals to plus is plus, m times v squared will give us mv squared, plus minus will give us minus, m times u squared will give us mu squared, divided by 2g. So we're going to give over 1 and find the LCM of 1 and the 2g. And after getting the answer of the LCM, we're going to multiply 2 using that answer. So the LCM of 1 and 2g. So 2 can go 1g, g can go 1, 1. So the LCM of 1 and 2g is 2g. So multiplying through by the LCM of the denominator. So the LCM, that is say 2g. So that is 2g times e over 1 is equals to 2g times mv squared minus mu squared, all divided by 2g. Now 1 divided by 2g is 2g. Inside the bracket we are having e is equals to 2g divided by 2g. We are having 1 inside the bracket. We are having mv squared minus mu squared. So let's create brackets again with the nearest number to the bracket. 2g times e will give us 2ge equals to 1 times mv squared will give us mv squared, plus minus will give us minus, and 1 times mu squared will give us mu squared. The question says make u the subject of the formula. So at this point we're going to collect like terms, that is collection of like terms. So if you know you're having u, come over to this side. If you know you're not having u, go over to this side. So this is minus mu squared. Crossing over, we change to plus mu squared. Nobody is still with you. I have to close my gates, placing your equal sign. After the equal sign, I'm having mv squared. So plus 2ge is crossing over because it is not having u. So when crossing over, it will change to plus 2g. Okay, plus crossing over will change to minus 2ge. So I'm looking for m. I want to make u the subject of the formula. I'm going to divide by the coefficient of u, and the coefficient of u is m. So u squared is equals to mv squared minus 2ge divided by m, which is the coefficient of u. So I'm looking for u. I need to remove the square. The question did not ask us to make u squared the subject. The question asks us to make u the subject. So this is squared. In order to remove the square, I will get the square root of this mv squared minus 2ge, all divided by m. So this is the answer of this question. The second question, make k the subject of the derivation. T is equals to square root of t k minus h, all divided by k minus h. So we are told to make k the subject. So I'm going to remove this square. So removing this square root, coming over to this side, it will become square, t squared. Removing square, coming over to this side, it will become square root. So if I have to remove square roots, coming over, we change to square. So t squared is equals to t k minus h divided by k minus h. I'm giving over 1. I'm going to find the LCM of 1 and the k minus h. So finding the LCM of 1, k minus h. So k minus h cancels 1, 1. So the LCM is k minus h. I'm going to multiply through by the LCM, which is k minus h. So multiplying through by the LCM of the denominator says that is k minus h. So k minus h times t squared divided by 1 is equals to k minus h times tk minus h divided by k minus h. So 1 divided by k minus h, leaving us with k minus h. Inside the brackets, you have t squared is equals to k minus h divided by k minus h, leaving us with 1. Inside the bracket, we have tk minus h. So we have to clear brackets. So plus plus will give us plus, and k times t squared will give us k t squared. Minus plus will give us minus, and h times t will give us ht squared. Is equals to plus plus is plus, 1 times tk will give us tk. Plus minus will give us minus, 1 times h will give us h. So at this point, we're going to collect like terms, collection of like terms. Equations asks us to make k the subject. So collection of like terms, if you know you're with k, come over to this side. If you know you're not having k, go over to the other side. That is t, k t squared. We're going to with k, that is plus t squared, tk. So crossing over, we change to minus t, kt, tk. We're going to still with k, nobody, I have to close my gate, placing my equal sign. After this equal sign, we're having minus h. So without k, ht squared. And that ht squared is having minus. So when crossing over, it will change to plus ht squared. So at this point, k is common. So we're having k here, we're having k here, meaning that k is common. So bringing out k, we're going to have k brackets, k divided by k, leaving us with t squared. Plus divided by minus is minus. And the k divided by k, leaving us with t. Is equals to minus h plus ht squared. So the question asks us to make k the subject of the formula. That is k, I'm going to divide by the coefficient of k, which is t squared minus t. So therefore, k is equals to minus h plus ht squared divided by t squared minus t. So this is the answer of this question. So I've made k the subject of the equation. So let's move on to the third question. So here is the third question, and that is make p the subject of the formula. That is q is equals to 3p divided by r plus s divided by 2. So q is equals to 3p divided by r plus s divided by 2. So I'll just give over 1 and find the LCM of the denominator. That is the LCM of 1, r, and 2. Now after getting the LCM, I'm going to use it and multiply it through. That is LCM of 1, r, and 2. That is 2 here is 1, r, 2, 1. And r is 1, 1, 1. So the LCM of 1, r, 2 is 2r. So multiplying through by the LCM of the denominator says that is 2r. So that is 2r times q divided by 1 is equals to 2r times 3p divided by r plus 2r divided by s over 2. So 1 divided by 2r is 2r. Inside the bracket, we are having q. R divided by 2r, leaving us with 2. Inside the bracket, we have 3p plus 2 divided by 2, leaving us with r. Inside the bracket, we have s. So at this point, we are going to clear brackets with the nearest number to the bracket. That is plus plus is plus, 2r times q, 2r q is equals to plus plus is plus, 2 times 3p will give us 6p, plus plus will give us plus, r times s will give us rs or sr. Now the question asks us to make p the subject of the formula. So if you know you are having p, stay here. But if you know you are not having p, come over to this side. That is 2r q without p, that is plus rs. Crossing over, we change to what? Minus rs. We're going to stay not having p again. Nobody, I have to close my gates. After these gates, we are left with 6p. So we have connected like this. So therefore, 2r minus rs is equals to 6p, and 6p is equals to 2r minus rs are still the same. So at this point, we are told to make p the subject of the formula. We are going to divide by the coefficient of p. So dividing by the coefficient of p, which is 6, we have that p is equals to 2r minus rs divided by 6. So this is the answer to this question. So let's see the fourth question. The fourth question make B the subject of derivation, that is NB is equals to 1 over 2 bracket A plus B close bracket H. So we are told to make B the subject. So therefore, NB is equals to, so we have to clear this bracket with the nearest number to the bracket, which is 1 and the H. So therefore, this expression can also be written as H divided by 2 bracket A plus B, because 1 times H will give us H divided by 2 bracket A plus B. Now at this point, we are going to open this bracket with the nearest number to this bracket, which is plus H. That is NB is equals to plus will give us plus, H times A will give us AH, plus will give us plus, and H times B will give us BH, all divided by 2. I'm giving over 1, finding the LCM of 1 and 2, that is the LCM of the denominator. After that, I'm going to multiply 2, that is 2 here is 1, so the LCM is 2. So multiplying through by the LCM of the denominator, by the LCM of the denominator, say 2, that is 2. So 2 times NB over 1 is equals to 2 times AH plus BH divided by 2. So 1 divided by 2 is 2. Inside the bracket, we're having NB is equals to 2 divided by 2 is 1. Inside the bracket, I'm having AH plus BH. So let's open brackets, that is square bracket, with the nearest number to the bracket, that is plus is plus, 2 times NB will give us 2 NB is equals to 1 plus is plus, 1 times AH will give us 1 AH, plus will give us plus, and 1 times BH will give us 1 BH. So the question asks us to make B the subject of the formula. So if you know you're having B, come over to this side. If you know you're not with B, stay the other side. So at this point, we are going to collect like terms. That is correction of like terms. So this is 2NB with B again, which is plus BH. Crossing over, we change to minus BH. So nobody again is staying with B. I have to close my gates. After these gates, I'm left with AH. So at this point, B is common because B is here, so B is common. So leaving us with, if I cancel B, I'm leaving us with 2N. Plus divided by minus is minus, B divided by B, leaving us with H. Although this times this will give us 2NB, plus minus is minus, B times this will give us BH. It's equals to AH. So I'm told to make B the subject of the formula, I have to divide by the coefficient of B, which is 2N minus H. So B is equals to AH divided by 2N minus H. So 2H, AH divided by 2N minus H is the answer of this question. The fifth question says, make M the subject of the formula, that is K is equals to square root of M minus Y, all divided by M plus 1. So I have to remove the square root. So removing the square root, coming over to this side, becoming squared. So if I remove squared, coming over to this, the other side, becomes square root. So I have to remove square root in order to become squared. That is K squared is equals to M minus Y divided by M plus 1. So I have to give over 1. And the LCM of 1 and the M plus 1 will give us M plus 1 cancel 1. So the LCM of 1 and M plus 1 is M plus 1. So multiplying through by the LCM of the denominator, by the LCM of the denominator, says that is M plus 1. So M plus 1 times K squared divided by 1 is equals to M plus 1 times M minus Y divided by M plus 1. So 1 divided by M plus 1 will give us M plus 1 times K squared is equals to M plus 1 divided by M plus 1 to give us 1. Inside the bracket, we have M minus Y. So at this point, we're going to clear brackets. So we have, since we cannot add M plus 1 together, we're going to use M and times. After that, we're going to use 1 and times. That is plus is plus. M times K is MK. Plus is plus. 1 times K squared will give us K squared. 1 K squared is equals to plus will give us plus. 1 times M will give us M. Plus minus will give us minus. 1 times Y will give us Y. So at this point, we are going to collect like terms, collection of like terms. So we are told to make m the subject of the formula. That means if you know you're having m, come over to this side. If you know you're not having m, go over to the other side. So we're having m k squared. With m again is 1m, that is having plus sign. Crossing over we change to minus m squared. Plus, crossing over we change to minus. Anybody with m again? Nobody. I have to close my gates. Place your equal sign. After this equal sign, we are left with minus y. Without m, that is plus k squared. Crossing over we change to minus k squared. So m is common. So we are going to have, okay, this is m, that is m, not m squared. So m is common. So we are going to have m cancel m, leaving us with k squared. Plus divided by minus is minus, and m cancel m is 1, equals to minus y minus k squared. So we are told to make m the subject of the formula. So I'm going to divide by the coefficient of m, which is k squared minus 1. So m is equals to minus y minus k squared divided by k squared minus 1. So this is the answer to this question. So let's see the sixth question. Question says, make s the subject of the formula, that is p is equals to s plus s m squared divided by mr. So p is equals to s plus s m squared divided by nr. I will just give over 1, multiply through by the LCM of the denominator. That is the LCM of 1, nr. So n11r and 111. So the LCM of 1, nr will give us nr. So multiplying through by the LCM, multiplying through by the LCM of the denominator says that is nr. So that is nr times p divided by 1 equals to nr divided by s over 1 plus nr divided by sm squared divided by nr. That is sm squared divided by nr. So 1 divided by nr will give us nr. Inside the bracket we are having p is equals to 1 divided by nr will give us nr. Inside the bracket we are having s plus nr divided by nr is 1. Inside the bracket we are having sm squared. So we are going to clear brackets with the nearest number to the bracket, which is plus is plus, nr times p will give us nrp is equals to plus is plus, nrs times nr times s will give us nrs. Plus will give us plus, 1 times this will give us sm squared. So the question asks us to make s the subject of the formula. So at this point, there is no s, all the s are to the other side. So nrp is equals to s is common, that is s brackets, s cancel s here, leaving us with nr. Plus cancel plus is plus, s cancel s, leaving us with sm squared. So therefore we are told to make s the subject. So this is equals to this, and this is equals to this, are still the same. So I want to make s the subject. I'm going to divide by the coefficient of s, which is nr plus m squared. That is s is equals to nrp divided by nr plus m squared. So this is the answer to this question. So the seventh question, if p is equals to m divided by 2 minus m squared divided by 5, make n the subject of the formula. P is equals to m over 2 minus n squared divided by 5m. I'm giving over 1, finding the LCM of 1, 2, and the 5m. 1, 2, and the 5m. 2 here is 1, 5m. 5 here is 1, m. M is 1, 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times m is 10m. So multiplying through by the LCM of the denominator, by the LCM of the denominator, say that is 10m. So 10m times p divided by 1 is equals to 10m times m divided by 2 minus 10m times n squared divided by 5m. So 1 divided by 10m will give us 10m. Inside the brackets we are having p is equals to 2 divided by 10m will give us 5m. inside the brackets we're having m minus 5m, that is 5 cancel 10 is 2, and m cancel m is out, leaving us with 2 inside the brackets n squared. So at this point we're going to clear brackets, which is plus plus will give us plus, 10m times p will give us 10mp is equals to plus plus will give us plus, 5m times m will give us 5m squared, minus plus will give us minus, and 2 times n will give us 2n squared. The question asks us to make n the subject of the formula. So if you know you're having n, come over to this side. If you know you're not having n, go over to the other side. So this is minus 2n squared. Crossing over we change to plus 2n squared. Anybody with n? Nobody. I have to close my brace. Place your equal sign. After this equal sign, we're having 5m squared without n, that is 10mp. Crossing over we change to plus. Crossing over we change to minus 10mp. So this is correction of like terms. So at this point, we're going to say that 2n squared is equals to 5m squared minus 10mp. So I want to make n the subject. I'll first of all divide by the coefficient of n. That is n squared is equals to 5m squared minus 10mp divided by 2. So I want to make n the subject. I will find the square root of this answer, which is 5m squared minus 10mp divided by 2. So this. Thanks for watching, and do remember to subscribe to the channel or follow the page for regular notification on every